Hello back once again with another video. I thought I'd show in this one a new custom Blu-ray sleeve I made for the classic Coen brothers from Fargo. I've also made a custom slipcover as well for this film, but that was an afterthought. I bought Fargo on different formats so many times. I think I had it. Yeah, I had it on VHS. Then I got it on DVD. I still have the DVD in here. Um, but it came out in 2009 on Blu-ray for the first time. I did have that. Not sure what happened to it, but I can't find that disc anymore. But in 2014, the film was remastered on Blu-ray, and it was a massive step up in quality over the original 2009 transfer. Massive step up in quality, but in 2017 it got a Shout Factory release that was the same transfer, so no upstep into your sound quality. However, in this year, in 2024, it got a 4K and a Blu-ray combo pack, and that was a further restoration. Another restoration had been done, approved by Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, and once again it was a massive step up in quality. I say all this to say, just got an email from Barnes and Noble. I found a seller on eBay selling just the Blu-ray disc, and when I say just the Blu-ray disc, I mean no case was included, no sleeve was included. It was just the disc, but it's the new restoration approved by cinematographer Roger Deakins. So I bought it, just the Blu-ray disc, not the 4K disc, but the Blu-ray disc, and this is the 4K transfer on the Blu-ray disc. I've sampled it, and I have to say I was absolutely blown away by the level of clarity and the improvement in the picture quality in this. It is absolutely outstanding. This is the previous Region 1 DVD. But as I said, it's the 4K scan on the non-4K disc, which is perfectly fine by me. It's outstanding in terms of its image quality. But yeah, as I said, I got just the disc, no case, no sleeve. So this is one instance when I had to make a sleeve. I didn't have a sleeve to use for this one, so I had to create something. And this is what I did. Here's the front of my custom sleeve, and this actually is the artwork that's on the Shout Factory Steelbook edition for the 2017 re-release of the 2014 version. The steelbook artwork is this, and I just reframed it to fit the dimensions of a Blu-ray sleeve, of course, which has less height. I did add the cast names at the top. That is not on the steelbook. I don't know why, but it doesn't have any cast names on there. Fargo is written in a different font. That's not the font shown on the steelbook, but I changed that. I like the white behind it. It makes it pop, I think. That was black, but I changed it to white and had to layer that so it showed up against the black. Yeah, but I added the cast names here: Frances McDormand, William H. Macy, and Steve Buscemi. There it is in focus. You can see the clouds and the sky there. And I did need to raise this image up because there was more space between this picture. The sky, these clouds were higher up, but they were off the frame of the higher dimensions of the Blu-ray case, so I had to bring it down a bit, but that's fine. It said Shout Select here, in that banner. Of course I got rid of that. That's ugly. And for the spine, I've got this picture of the statue. Oh, it's actually focusing for once, sort of. You can kind of make that out, yeah. The same on the spine. Fargo is written in the same font, and I've added the Shout Factory logo there, the Blu-ray logo, and even the code numbers on the bottom, just to make it look official. Now for the back, once again, this picture of Steve Buscemi is the picture that's on the rear of the steelbook. So on the steelbook, it just takes up the entire width of the entire space of the whole frame of the rear. It might have the film credits on the bottom, I'm not sure, but of course it doesn't have a story synopsis or the special features. That's on the J card. But you know, mine doesn't have a J card, of course. So I took that large picture, shrank it down, and put it there, like I always do, a single picture on the back. And all of this in the standard layout for Shout Factory, or Shout Select as they're now known. Standard, you know, layout. These credits are a bit larger than on the retail edition because I couldn't find them in the Shout Select put their credits in a particular font. They always use the same font. This is not that font, so this is larger, but it's fine. I actually prefer this look. But as you can see, the special features title is in matching red. I've got a tagline there, a homespun murder story, and a film synopsis here that is fuller than the one on, well, any retail sleeve. I've added cast names, just filled it out a bit more to make it fill up more space. Actually, the first line on here says, in this acclaimed film from Joel and Ethan Coen, things go desperately awry when small-time Minnesota car salesman Jerry Lundegaard, blah blah blah. I did actually toy with changing that text because it says here, it says when things go desperately awry. I did change that to when the shit hits the fan. I didn't stick with that, but I did type that there. I just thought, no, I shouldn't really have that on there, but I could have done. I changed it back to when things go desperately awry, as you can see. But I've added the actors who play some of the side characters, and not just because in the real one only William H. Macy and Frances McDormand are credited. I've listed the woman who plays William H. Macy's wife and his father-in-law as well. So just fill that out a bit more. I like the matching red with the titles, with of course Fargo on the front. So that's my custom sleeve, and that's a nice touch, I think, on the spine as well. Doesn't want to. It will never focus on the spine. I don't know why. So that is the sleeve, but as I said, I have made a slipcover as well. What I like about this one is the contrast in colors. This is black, and the slipcover is white. Here is my slipcover, and you might recognize this imagery because this is the front of my slipcover. This image is the front of the remastered version, the 2014 version, but unlike that, this has got a massive thick border around it. The one on the retail edition doesn't have that. It has the thin red line around the edge, but that's it. This has got a border within that border, as you can see, and I really like that. It just gives it a nicer touch, and of course makes the inside image smaller because it had to be shrunk down to fit inside of there. Don't know whether you can see the, yeah, you can see the sort of the textured look of this. That's picking that up, yeah. But yeah, having that extra frame I think is really nice, and it's unique to this one. The spine is the same. I've got Fargo written in the same font. The specs on the bottom, the Blu-ray logo, the Shout logo. Now for the back, I had to come up with something of my own doing, and I chose this. I duplicated this front frame, but created a PNG of it so I could stick this picture of Steve Buscemi in the snow inside it, here and then lay it on top, so the edges of this cover up the picture as well. So it doesn't have that fabric quality that the front has. You can see right there, the stitching. It doesn't have that because it's actually a picture, a photograph, taken from the Italian poster, by the way. This is from the Italian Fargo poster. I just cropped out the cast names were here and it said Fargo here. They've all gone, of course. Just made it white. So hopefully it's pretty seamless. But as standard, I always have a single picture on the back of my slipcovers with no text, and this is no different. But having the frame on the back and the front, I think is nice. And on the spine, I've got a picture here of it just won't focus on the spines ever. Don't know why. If I pull it back a bit. Well, you can kind of make it out, but that's Francis McDormand there. Even though it's just blurred, you can still see that it's possibly, maybe. This font for Fargo is the same font that was used for the TV series, I believe. Yeah, I got seasons 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray, and that's the font on season 1. But as I said, what I like about this is white for the snow, and this is black for the nighttime when there's no light in the sky, just the car lights. And it's a nice contrast there. And that reminds me of the ones I did for Labyrinth, because that has got a black sleeve and a white slipcover, just like this one. And Edward Scissorhands has a white sleeve and a black slipcover, reverse of this. But it's nice to have that contrast. And I always have the fonts in different titles on both the sleeve and the slipcover, so they don't not just a duplication of the same image twice, which is what the companies do. I never do that. But I'm happy with this one. Is that going to focus? There we go. Now she's in sort of focus. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you like this? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
I'm gonna eat a burrito.